looks like they might be thinking of putting it on the top side, but we have seen some Gwens going into the hands of the mid laners as well.
Yeah, first time in the series thus far, no one has used the Gwen into EDG and Trace Esports here into the upper bracket in the playoffs. But right now, going into the second phase, Dance, Xiaso, Renekton, and Alistar already removed. It could be a possible support ban once again, as Gragas is still left open for EDG to pick up if it's not banned away.
Yeah, could ban the Gragas, could also let the Galio through. I was thinking that Galio would also work well here with EDG's lineup. Can also go towards the Gragas for them. A bit of that disengage whenever the Camille does go in. If you get her out of her Hextech ultimatum, it nullifies that ability. So Gragas would also work very well if EDG does go that route.
Right now, EDG, when it comes to the support, it's pretty much a Gragas situation for them. A Gragas, a Galio, these are some of the options for them. Even Leona could be that for Langui if they opt to go for an aggressive early game support. But Trace Esports going for the double utility. They're going for a double support here. Hovers onto Arn, but locks it in. Trace Esports, we asked them to change something up, and they're indeed changing things here today.
Okay, this is a huge change, as you mentioned, right, for Trace Esports. I thought this Yone was gonna go into the jungle to the hands of Hueba, but with what they picked right now, this Yone is most probably gonna go into the hands of Korn in the mid lane, maybe even Lisa if they want to switch things up. And Hueba is gonna have his hands on the Nautilus jungle, which we have seen to have a propensity to build AP. We also have seen Nautilus jungles go for early jungle invades against Hekarims because of how fast they are able to clear the jungle. They can match up with the Hecarim, even outpace them at times and go into these invades. So Hueba now showing us maybe a card he didn't want to show until later in this tournament, maybe later this series, and now he's showing us here in this crucial 5th game. If EDG is able to win this, they'll be moving on to the next part of our upper bracket, but they need to face against this curveball that Trace Esports is showing. Will Hueba be able to turn things around with his different pick in the series?
And I think that's one of the problems as well, right? Because we have named Hueba the strongest, if not the strongest jungler coming into Wild Rift Esports Season 2. And the thing about this, over the past few games as well, he's more of a utility, not a carry jungler that we've seen going into the likes of Vi, going into the likes of Shen, which puts Trace Esports in a huge deficit into maximizing Hueba's potential. And even right now, he went in with the Nautilus. And Nautilus jungler definitely really does give you a lot of utility for the team. But once again, Nautilus will never carry the game. Will never carry late. And that is something that Trace Esports has to be worried about. That Korn and Ezreal will have to really shine into this matchup for them to be able to take this into Game 6.
That's the risk the Trace Esports has gotten them into in this series, moving around who will be able to carry the game. But in the previous game as well, 0711 piloted that Hecarim, having a very high KDA for him. And that was just a very blowout game. It's given that he has a high KDA based on the previous game. But going back as well, Hueba, yeah, he won't be having a carry performance in terms of the champion that he has. It won't be a hyper carry like, let's say, a Shyvana, like a Yone in the jungle. But this will allow him to have more gank paths, to have more initiation capabilities on this Nautilus. Yes, it's not the tankiest, but ooh, a large amount of damage at top side.
Yeah, a lot of damage, and Lee Sao is forced to retreat there. And this is pretty much how Gwen has been playing every single time, right? Level 2 is where it's at. It's very strong. You have the damage already and you have defensive capabilities, and Camille really needs that level 3, level 5 to be able to really shine out from those engages, out from those fights. Unfortunately, EDG was just able to capitalize onto that advantage. Right now, Isao is on a back foot on Baron.
Yeah, and Xrang has just been really doing a great job in the top side of the map, really controlling his lane, even getting advantages against Lee Sao from games 2 onwards. And yeah, Gwen, as you mentioned, at Gang, she just needs to stack up her snip and then dashes in when she gets that second level. But mid lane,
Hueba now goes in. It's a CC onto you. Allah with a knock up onto attack, and that is amazing. And EDG lost their mid lane as first blood goes to Trace.
Step 1 has been done correctly here by Trace Esports. What we were talking about is that EDG feels like they have been taking control over the early game. Trace Esports is either been too passive or has failed in the early game. But with that kill in the mid lane, giving them first blood is good signs for Trace Esports.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not that it's strong coming into the early game. It's always this powerhouse coming into the support role consistently, and even into the jungle role as well. Level 1 to level 3 is really strong coming into Nautilus, and that will be another shutdown by Trace Esports going into their side. Well, not really shutdown, but it's a kill nevertheless, and 2 kills coming into the early matchup is a good sign for Trace.
And that's what we were talking about for Hueba. He has been put in these champions that you need to scale. You need to be a lot safer in the early game. You don't really have a lot of initiation tools. And now he's been given a champion with a lot of ways to initiate fights. And that's what he's been doing. Ganking lanes, ganking the mid lane, giving that advantage over the core, ganking bot side, sneaking his way into the brush. I love the observer work there as well. The camera work that were shown to us where he just hugged the wall as he was trying to get into the bush. And now advantages left and right for Trace Esports.
Not go to pursue. The standard play will not connect. The Langley will have a safer time there. But Hueba once again, they do not know. There's a ward there. So XGen has information.
Xiao Zhang has been really good at these. Ooh, that almost hit him. If that hit him, that could have been another fight we see here at the top side of the map.
And Lee Sao in danger once more. The Ignite will take him down quite a bit. 0711, remember, he's just on the corner as well, going in for the Krog. XGen locked out with Exit Ultimatum. There's no escape. And Trace Esports secures their 3rd kill in the game.
Yeah, Xiao Zhang essentially just walking into the hook of the dogs. That's an anchor that you should always take a look at. And Hueba is really stepping up when he's needed the most here by Trace Esports. Already involved in the 3 kills, 100% kill participation for him so far, has been the anchor of his team and is now showing up on this Nautilus. We're about to reach the 5-minute mark, which we're going to be seeing these objectives come up. And with the advantage, with the momentum that Trace Esports has, they have the pick of the litter. They can choose what they go for. They go for the Herald, or they go for the Dragon. They can actually go for both if they want to, just because of the lead and momentum that they have at the moment.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate how EDG can completely overextend, especially coming in top side of the map. Actually, I already got information about the location of where Hueba was, and he still went through onto Lee Sao. Yes, Lee Sao was quite a bit of a low HP already, but remember, Hextech Ultimatum is there. Hueba is one of the strongest support champions, or generally as champions, strongest early game champions in the game at the moment. So EDG has to respect that possibility. Right now, Rift Herald already secured. EDG's taking quite a bit to be able to take down the Ocean Drake. Calls the Forge God is already there as Hueba already walking through into the bot side of the map. 0711 is a target. Already ignited. Down low already, and 2 for 2 objectives taken down by Trace.
And they've also taken the mid lane turret. They just destroyed that with the Herald. Trace East. Oh my god.
Langley, you can't just do this! You already have information of where Trace Esports is at, but still, that overextension will net them so much more of a disadvantage.
Yeah, they was caught out, probably in a rotation in that tri-bush near their turret in the bot side of the map. Another kill going in favor of Trace Esports, and this is a markedly strong improvement coming for the past 3 games from Trace Esports. Strong early game from them so far, 4-0 in the kills. You have the first turret as well, almost a 3,000 gold lead for them, and Trace Esports is in a winning position at this point in time. EDG needs to figure out how to stop the bleeding, because with the tools that Trace Esports has, with how Hueba has been unlocked essentially in this game, you can just keep trying to force these fights against the EDG lineup.
Yeah, Hueba's amazing right now. I was able to control the early parts of that matchup. Once again, looking for another. As you look there on top side, the map attack is on the horizon, along with Yusa on the vicinity as well. But opts to back away, will not go for the all in there as you already understood and know their location.
Now, yeah, actually, Hueba's on the ward right now. So far, EDG has been really good at this topside wards. They want to go for this fight. Hueba is there. He doesn't know that he's spotted.
0711 running through with the Zenith Blade as well, locked in onto Hueba with a solar flare, but a flash won't be able to save him quite a bit, but 0711 catches up, and Korn has to use up the flash over the wall as well to return back to safety as Hueba is already gone for the count.
A great punish right there from EDG. Hueba overstayed a bit, not thinking that there would be a ward there in the bush, that he was staying at. EDG having full knowledge of where he was, capitalized on it, taking him down, and now 707 are getting caught out.
He's out, spotted, but there's 711 in the same situation. And the 3v1, there's just no escape. Two ultimates already casted as well by Trace Esports to just secure the kill.
Yeah, that's a mistake as well from 0711. He tried to go towards the bot side jungle, maybe going for some vision into the red buff, and also backing up X-Zhang on the Gwen, the bot side, maybe looking for a dive onto Camille, but it was Lisa who was actually inside the jungle, able to put him down, able to get the Hextech ultimatum to lock him down, and now it's gonna go back to the momentum here for Trace Esports. Earlier on with the kill on Hueba, I thought like EDG would be getting a bit more space, but with that kill, it just feels like Trace Esports can again suffocate the amount of resources that EDG would get in this map.
And look at the vision game coming from Trace Esports. They have a ward coming into the right quadrant jungle that gives them information onto the blue buff. And now 0711 starts off the fight with it on top of Shadow, now stuck into the middle. Hueba is gone! Removed from Trace Esports. And once again, with a numbers disadvantage, they cannot go for the engage.
Yeah, EDG just answering back each time. Trace Esports overextends. And that is also the disadvantage of building the first strike AP Nautilus. You don't have much tankiness compared to the traditional support or tank Nautilus. You're very squishy, even though you have a lot of the tools that would enable you to be a bit more tanky in these fights, especially the shield. Great onslaught of shadows right there from 0711 to start off this fight. And the thing is, even though there are tanky members in front from Trace Esports, there's X-Zhang, there's Zeri. Both of these players have a lot of damage to take down the tanks, especially the true damage coming from the Gwen.
Yeah, and that is the thing about Nautilus as well, going into the jungle, expectedly the Slovian AP Nautilus. So if that happens, Nautilus is not going to be tanky. Yes, he deals a decent chunk of damage, but if he goes first into those team fights, he will just get melted. And that is something that EDG was able to capitalize on. 0711, as you have mentioned a while ago, right, going through with the onset of Shadow, got two members with those spears. It was such a perfect time for them to continue and go all in. Yeah. Right now, Ice Drake already up.
Yeah, Drake is up. Trace Esports is the one in the position, but EDG looks like they want to go for the contest.
Zenith Blade comes through, that Wobity CC coming into the backside. Solar Flare follow through onto attack as well, but remember, he's already so down low. And right now, with the Call of the Forge, got knocks upon the trees. 0711 wants to answer back with counter engage. With the onset of Shadow, Tack will fall down. But looking into the backside, it will be Korn and Hueba that has eyes on X-Jank. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
That's a 1-for-1 trade, but in terms of the health bars, Trace Esports is a lot healthier at this point in time. This dragon should be given away here to Trace Esports. EDG licking their wounds, getting a 1-for-1 that could have gone a lot worse for them. They were behind, but with some support team fighting for them, they were able to at least get one kill away from Trace Esports. And with the momentum right now, Trace Esports also gets another turret for themselves.
Yeah, another turret, so that will give them a massive gold injection for the likes of Trace Esports. Currently in a 4K gold lead already. Yeah, and just looking at this replay right here, it's gonna evolve into having two separate fights. I thought this was so dangerous here for EDG. The attack hitting a lot of members with the Call of the Forge God, but it's just a long, protracted fight between these two teams, just trying to get them low enough to be able to finish out on these kills. Eventually, the Trace Esports was able to win it out. What they're seeing right there, the potential strength of the composition that EDG has. The Gwen and the Zeri, when left to their own devices, will be able to get the items that they need to deal the damage on the tank line on all of the members of Trace Esports. Yeah, and in addition to that as well, remember Trace Esports already in a 4K gold lead, very, very strong coming into 12 minutes into the matchup. They are poised to be able to successfully gain this matchup for themselves. And there's just so much more gold potential that they can stack up. In addition to that, Tier 1 turret coming in top side down as well.
Yeah. Top lane's down, 3-0 in turrets, and now Baron's being started here by Trace Esports. They want EDG to come into them.
4K HP remaining with a close to fourth gun, wants to deny it out from that, and right now, EDG has no access onto the Baron split with Lee Sao intact, doing so good of a job to zoning them away.
Yeah, that was a great take right there from Trace Esports. They didn't even think about engaging in the fight. They just straight out got the Baron for themselves.
Right now, 1v1, Korn going up against you. 7-11 catching up as well with a Hecarim. But with a Baron in favor for Trace Esports, Korn's not going to be an easy target.
Yeah, Korn's definitely not going to be an easy target, as the rest of Trace Esports is trying to help him there in the top side. With the Baron up right now, Trace Esports, they have an advantage in the siege on the turrets, but we did see as well there was an exchange for EDG with the Gwen taking down the tower on the bot side. Xjang, at least with the split push from this Gwen, has been keeping EDG afloat in terms of the gold.
In terms of the gold, 5K gold lead, or well, 4K gold lead already for Trace Esports, and that is going to be much more. That will balloon to probably 5K, 6K gold lead as well, with Baron buff already pushing onto those tier 2 turrets.
30% of Alone's HP did go away as well when he was hit by the depth charge by Hueba. We are currently seeing the damage coming out from this AP Nautilus in the jungle role for Hueba, and now Trace Esports with the Baron buff are continuing the siege.
Trace Esports very disciplined, not overextending themselves. Right now, overextension could really bite them in the back. Could be a knife into their backs as well. And EDG could always answer back to that. So Trace Esports still has that huge respect. Just clears out every single tier 2 turret, brings it to a 7K gold lead.
Yeah, they took out as much turrets as they can, as many structures as they can, with the amount of time that they had with the buff. But it's going to be pretty scary here for EDG, because there's another objective that's going to come up, which is going to be the Infernal Drake. It's going to come out soon, in about a minute, and EDG would need to fight that out, because if not, it's going to be Soul in favor for Trace Esports. It's going to be a scary prospect here for EDG. EDG does have damage. They have the Gwen, they have the Jace, they have the Zeri. Each of these champions able to deal damage in their own way. The Jace has shown to be pretty effective when it comes to the poke. Xjang as well on this Gwen, able to snip his way into the lineup of Trace Esports, but such a hard thing to do. It's such a tall task right now with what Trace Esports has. The Yone can just push them away. Lee Sao, the split push, can just threaten every side lane turret, at EDG right now needs to make a quick decision of where they want to put their focus in.
Yeah. And right now, what EDG is going for the right corner jungle is they want to deny the soul away from Trace Esports, given that Diffs will give much more of an advantage for Trace Esports to finish this game. Langui starts off this fight with his end plate onto Tax. Solars are connected onto one. The Sun connected onto Yusa. There's 7-11 with it onto the shadows onto the backside, but Quavo's a tanky Nautilus this time around. They're still stacking the Fate Steel connected onto 3, and Korn coming into the backside disrupted EDG's possibility of winning it through. And EDG now back 300 HP remaining. EDG will still be successful coming into this fight. Overall, the ace will be secured and trade for the soul.
Yes, Soul does go in favor of Trace Esports, but the 3 damage dealing champions of EDG are still alive. They have full control over the map right now. They can choose to where to go, and they have decided to go to the bot side to try to get more turrets. They will be able to at least get some structures, get some gold. Yes, the Soul has gone in favor of Trace Esports. A lot of gold infusion right now on the side of EDG.
Yeah, and I'm loving this. EDG going
in the end.
The bottom lane. EDG looking to end this. The Nexus is open.
It's over.
Can Hueba defend it? The answer is no. And EDG will secure the series. Will secure the win against Trace.
Okay, that caught us by surprise, but EDG just had a quick call, taking advantage of the of the amount of minions in the bot side. As we mentioned, they still had 3 damage dealing members, and the first one who went down was Hueba. He was the only one who was able to try to defend. But after that, EDG able to take down the Nexus. They have secured their spot in the upper bracket finals.
Yeah.